The Platinum card from American Express has recently become even more expensive. It now comes with an annual fee of £650. And here are all the new benefits that Amex added to justify this increase. Well, actually, that's it. There are no new benefits. You just get the privilege of paying the higher annual fee. And since I've had this card for 2 years now, it made me wonder whether or not it's worth keeping it further, especially because over the past year, I've been feeling like I'm not really getting enough out of this card. So what I did was I sat down and I went over all the benefits that I used in 2023 and calculated how much money that saved me. And the result was actually pretty unexpected. So in this video today, I'm gonna share with you my breakdown of the Amex Platinum benefits that I used in 2023 and show you how much savings exactly that generated. So that at the end, we can see whether or not having the Platinum card makes sense for me. And then hopefully you can use this example to make a similar kind of decision for yourself. Let's start with one of the better known perks of the Amex Platinum, which is airport lounge access. And it's also one that I felt like I haven't really used enough this year. So the Platinum card gives you lounge access in a few different ways. First of all, you get an unlimited Priority Pass membership, which means that you can enter a Priority Pass lounge an unlimited number of times, and every time you can also bring one guest. Secondly, you also get unlimited access plus one guest access to Plaza Premium lounges. However, that is not as important right now because recently Plaza Premium rejoined Priority Pass, so you would have access to Plaza Premium as part of the Priority Pass membership anyway. Thirdly, there is Amex's own network of airport lounges called Centurion, which you also get unlimited access to plus one guest. While these lounges can be pretty cool, the problem is there are quite few of them. For example, the only Centurion lounge in the UK is located at Heathrow Terminal 3. Finally, you get access to Eurostar lounges in London and Paris. However, this one does not come with guest access. In addition to all of the above, you can issue one supplementary Platinum card for free and give it to, let's say, a family member, and then that family member will get the same lounge benefits as you do. So for instance, if you are traveling together with a supplementary card holder, you can get up to 4 people into a Priority Pass lounge because each of you can bring in one guest. So what has my experience been like with the lounge access perk? Well, at the start of the year, I qualified for the British Airways Silver status and later upgraded it to Gold status, either of which already gives me lounge access for myself and one guest whenever I'm traveling a One World airline. So that, combined with the fact that I'm based in London and fly BA quite a bit, meant that my reliance on Priority Pass lounges has decreased quite a lot. However, my partner, who I gave the supplementary Platinum card to, does not have any airline status, and she actually did make a better use of this perk. So we went through her lounge visit history and discovered that she used a total of 21 lounge passes this year, either by herself or by herself plus one guest, in which case we count it as 2 lounge passes. My lounge history, on the other hand, showed that I used a total of 7 passes, which is actually surprisingly more than I thought. So that means that there is a total of 28 free lounge passes that we got from the Amex Platinum card. But then the question is, how do we value each lounge visit? Well, I could have actually said that one lounge visit is worth £24 because that's exactly what Priority Pass is going to charge you if you have the kind of membership where you have to pay per visit. But personally, I would very rarely agree to pay £24 to visit an airport lounge. I would instead just go to an airport cafe and grab a snack and a drink. So what I'm gonna do instead here is I'm gonna be conservative and I'm gonna say that I value each lounge visit at £10 because that's roughly how much money I would have spent on a snack at an airport if I didn't have complimentary lounge access. Do let me know in the comments if you think this figure is too conservative, or maybe on the contrary, you think that £10 is a bit of an overestimation. But for now, I'm gonna go with this number, and since between me and my partner, we have used a total of 28 lounge passes, each valued at £10, that means the Platinum card saved us a total of £280 this year on food at the airport. The next group of perks that I'm going to cover is the hotel benefits. And here I'm going to go over the 2 benefits that I see as the main ones. First of all, it's something called the American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts program, which is basically there is quite a large network of hotels that you can book via Amex Travel using your Platinum card, and if you book them that way, you get a bunch of additional benefits when staying at the hotel. Specifically, there is early 12 p.m. check-in and a room upgrade. These 2 are actually subject to availability and are not guaranteed. Next, you get free breakfast for 2 people and a 4 p.m. late checkout. These 2 are guaranteed. And finally, you get $100 credit to spend on hotel services. This one is also guaranteed, but depending on the hotel, there might be restrictions on what you can spend the credit on. For example, some hotels may say that the $100 can only be used on restaurant charges, on spa services, or some hotels might not place any restrictions at all. I do have to note here that hotels that are included into the Fine Hotels and Resorts program are usually quite upscale and consequently expensive. For example, in London, I don't think I've ever seen a hotel that participates in this program that would come under £500 a night. However, if you do travel outside London, specifically if you travel to Asia or the Middle East, that's where good deals can be had. For instance, this year I had a 24-hour stopover in Doha on the way to Dubai. This was voluntarily, by the way, because we wanted to explore Doha, and I booked the Shark Village Ritz-Carlton hotel for a little bit over £200. And this hotel is actually part of the Fine Hotels and Resorts program, which means we got all the benefits that I talked about above. First of all, the standard room that we booked was upgraded to the deluxe room, which is the next category, and it was a little bit bigger. Well, actually it was quite a bit bigger, which was nice, but I'm not gonna place any monetary value on this because if I didn't have the Platinum card, I wouldn't have paid for the upgraded room in the first place. Secondly, we did get the 4 p.m. checkout, which was actually incredible because our flight out of Doha was departing at I think 6 or 7 p.m. and this meant that we had the whole extra day at the hotel, and then we could leave for the airport at 4 p.m. But again, I'm not gonna put any monetary value on this perk either. Next, we did get the free breakfast for 2 people, and this one I am gonna value. I'm gonna say that the breakfast is worth £15 per person, so that saved us £30. And finally, we also got the $100 credit, which in British pounds is around £80. Most of it went towards lunch, but also some of it we used to co-pay for the jet ski rental for 30 minutes, which was a lot of fun and is something that we would have done anyway regardless of the credit. So in total, the Fine Hotels and Resorts stay at that time saved us £110. That was the only Fine Hotels and Resorts stay this year that I had, so £110 is going to be the total for this category. The other hotel related benefit that I wanted to mention is the fact that Amex Platinum gives you elite status with 3 hotel chains, specifically Hilton, Marriott, and Radisson. I want to mostly focus on Hilton in this video because the kind of perks that you get from the Hilton Gold status that comes with the Platinum card are sort of the best out of the 3. Specifically, you get free breakfast for 2 people, which is guaranteed. Then you get a room upgrade, early check-in, late checkout, which are subject to availability. And finally, you get 80% extra Hilton owners points on every stay. And again, while it did have great positive experiences from getting a few room upgrades here and there, or early check-in or late checkout, I'm not gonna place any value on those perks for the purposes of this video. However, I am gonna value the free breakfasts. So upon checking out my stay history with Hilton this year, I discovered that a total of 54 free breakfasts were consumed. That does not mean that I stayed at Hilton hotels for 54 nights this year. However, every night we got more than 1 free breakfast. Just to give you an example, recently I went on a family vacation. There were 5 of us staying across 2 rooms. And thanks to my gold status, each room got 2 complimentary breakfasts, so 4 breakfasts per day, and that was a 5-night stay, which means a total of 20 free breakfasts just for that trip. And again, I'm gonna value each hotel breakfast at £10, which is actually conservative because that is less than what I would have been charged for the breakfast if it hadn't been complimentary. However, I do prefer to stay conservative in case I overvalue some other benefits of the card. It's kind of gonna balance out and we're gonna get a fair value in the end. So 54 free breakfasts, £10 each, means that I saved £540 on breakfast this year. By the way, the supplementary card holder does get the same hotel benefits, so the elite status at Hilton, Radisson, and Marriott, and then the access to Fine Hotels and Resorts program. But in my case, my partner didn't use any of those benefits this year. Alright, let's now move on from hotels and talk about flights. One of the lesser talked about benefits of the Amex Platinum is the so-called International Airlines program. What that means is that there is a handful of airlines which Amex has negotiated deals where if you book a flight in premium cabin through Amex Travel using your Platinum card, and by premium cabin I mean premium economy, business class, or first class, you may get a lower fare. In my first year with the Platinum card, which was 2022, I didn't actually manage to make any use of this perk. However, this year, by pure luck or coincidence, I was I was actually able to save some money. So I was looking to book a flight from Belgrade to Dubai, and I was looking specifically at Qatar Airways because first, it's probably my favorite airline, and second, they were using a Boeing 787 Dreamliner for the flight between Belgrade and Doha. And since I was flying with my mom and she has never tried long-haul business class before, I was going to try and book business class. So I checked the cash prices and they were standing at £670 per person for the one-way flight from Belgrade to Dubai via Doha, and it actually seemed surprisingly inexpensive. But then I went on Amex Travel and also decided to check there using my Platinum card. The same flight there was £70 cheaper, so it was available for £600 instead of £670, and the discount was marked as an International Airlines program fare. The reason why this is surprising is because the terms and conditions for the International Airlines program state that in order to get a discount, your flight must originate in the UK. However, in this case, I was looking at a flight starting from Belgrade, Serbia, going to Dubai. I'm not sure if it was a glitch or it was intentional, but in any case, I decided to jump on it, meaning that I saved an additional £140 through the International Airlines program this year. And I am actually going to try and post a sort of flight review type of video specifically for that flight, so do stay tuned for that. And generally, if you enjoy the content of on this channel, please consider subscribing. Alright, the last travel related benefit of the Platinum card that I'm going to mention is the travel insurance. So the Amex Platinum comes with pretty generous travel insurance that, in addition to the usual medical expenses or flight inconvenience expenses, also covers car rentals. And this benefit not only covers you, but also any of your dependents, and also the supplementary cardholder gets the same insurance benefits as you do. Well, this is a pretty great insurance package. Personally, for myself, I'm going to value this benefit at £0. And the reason why is because I already have travel insurance from my employer that covers personal trips for myself and my dependents. So if I didn't have the Platinum card, I wouldn't have purchased a separate travel insurance package because I already have one. Alright, and that was the end of travel related benefits. However, there are a few more benefits that we still need to cover. First of all is the various credits that the Amex Platinum card gives you. Specifically is the dining credit. So you get £150 to spend at a bunch of restaurants across the UK, and then another £150 to spend at the restaurants abroad. So for this credit this year, I fully used the £150 domestic credit, and I'm gonna count it as £150 of value because there are some of the restaurants that participate in this program that me and my partner would have visited anyway. However, I did not use the abroad dining credit this year at all because, well, it just so happened that I didn't travel to any of the countries that have the restaurants that participate in this program. So the total here is £150 saved out of the potential 300, which is a bit frustrating, but you know, things happen. Next, you also get Harvey Nichols credit, which Harvey Nichols is this large department store available in a bunch of cities in the UK, including London. And so the way it works is you get £50 credit for the first half of the year, and then another £50 credit for the second half of the year. And as I mentioned in a similar video that I did last year, I do see Harvey Nichols is generally overpriced, and I wouldn't be shopping there if I didn't have the credit. So what I'm gonna do is, while I did use the whole £100 credit, I'm only gonna count it at a 50% discount. So I'm gonna say that I got £50 of value out of this credit. So in total this year, I got £200 of savings out of the various Amex Platinum credits. Finally, the last benefit of the Platinum card that I'm going to discuss is the ability to earn membership reward points, which is actually pretty poor because you earn only one membership reward point per your purchases on anything, and then you earn 2 membership reward points if you are shopping on the Amex Travel website. And that is the reason I almost never use the Amex Platinum to pay for stuff, because I also have the Amex Gold card, which has a much more generous structure to earn membership reward points. However, I did get some points through the Platinum card, and that is via a retention offer. So what I did was, a few weeks before my card membership anniversary, I texted the support in the Amex app and asked if there were any retention offers available for me, because I'm trying to basically to decide for myself whether or not I want to keep this card for one more year. And they basically offered me a retention offer of 35,000 membership reward points without any conditions. So which means I didn't have to hit any spending targets to get that bonus. and I accept it. So then the question is, how do I value 35,000 membership reward points? And that is the point where a lot of people may disagree with me. So basically, if you take 35,000 membership reward points, the easiest way to use them is to convert them into statement credits, and that is going to give you around 150, 170 pounds in statement credits, and that is basically equivalent to cash. However, that is pretty poor value for points because it only gives you £4.5 per 1,000 points in value. The next slightly better but also guaranteed way to spend this is to convert your membership rewards into Nectar points via Avios, and that way you will get 6.6 pounds per 1,000 points. But those 6.6 pounds can only be spent at Nectar partners, specifically at Sainsbury's, eBay, Eurostar, and Argos. So if you did it this way, your 35,000 membership reward points would be worth a little bit over £200. However, for me personally, I tend to value membership reward points quite highly, as I usually transfer them to airline and hotel partners and use them to book flights and hotels. And I always try to get at least £10 per 1,000 points in value. In fact, if there is a redemption that offers under £10 per value, I'm just not going to go for it. And that is why I'm going to value my 35,000 membership reward points at £10 per 1,000 points, which means I'm going to count my retention bonus as £350 of value. Do let me know in the comments what you think about this and how you usually value membership reward points that come from the Amex cards. And that is the end of the list of benefits that I used this year. I really hope I didn't forget something really big and important, but well, I don't think so. So if we run through the benefits again and sum up to get a total, we can see that I saved around £1,500 this year by having the Amex Platinum card. But we have to remember that I also paid the £570 annual fee in the first place, which means that having the Platinum card has given me a little bit under £1,000 in savings. But also do keep in mind that I stayed quite conservative in a lot of the valuations, specifically when valuing lounge access and hotel breakfasts. And also there are parts that I didn't value at all, but which did contribute to having much nicer experience when traveling, such as the hotel upgrades, nicer flights, or being able to stay at an airport lounge, which is more comfortable than, for example, having a snack at an overcrowded coffee shop at the same airport. All in all, I did decide to keep this card for one more year, especially because my renewal was in late November this year, and I was able to renew at still the old price, which means I'm going to have the Platinum card for £570 for one more year. And then next year, I'm going to revisit this question again. However, if you yourself are wondering about the same question, whether or not the Platinum card is worth it for you, it kind of depends on if you already have it or not, because if you don't, this card is currently running a promotion with a very much increased welcome bonus, where you can get 75,000 membership reward points as a welcome bonus if you spend £10,000 in your first 6 months of the card membership. This is as high as this welcome bonus has ever gone, and moreover, it can actually go to 80,000 points instead of 75 if you are referred to the card by an existing cardholder as opposed to applying by yourself on the Amex website. Additionally, if you keep the card for the second year, you are going to get an additional 25,000 membership reward points, so which kind of means you get a welcome bonus in both year 1 and year 2, which I guess is Amex's way to prevent people from ditching the card after the first year. These 80,000 membership reward points are already worth around £400, and that is a very conservative valuation. So if you are eligible for the welcome bonus, that does kind of make the card a lot more appealing in year 1. However, as for the year 2, or if you're not eligible for the welcome bonus, then it really depends on how much you travel. Because as you have seen, if you don't really travel, then the non-travel related benefits will not justify the £650 annual fee, because you get £300 dining credit and then another £100 with Harvey Nichols, so that's £400 in total. It doesn't really make sense. For the card to be beneficial to you long term, you really do need to travel at least a few times a year. So if you do feel like the Amex Platinum card is a bit too much for you, do keep in mind that there is a lower tier card from Amex that might be a lot more attractive, and that is the Amex Gold card. So check out this video where I talk all about this card. And that is all I had for today. I really hope this video was useful. Do give it a thumbs up if that was the case, and I'll see you in the next videos.